let's start out with a couple of price predictions. We've got we put in the thumbnail here 500k Bitcoin. We're getting some bullish price predictions now that things are moving again. Adam Back, who is known for his very bullish price predictions, they don't always come true. But
Adam, let's run it back.
Let's run it back. So he's saying 500k to 1 million this cycle. He says diminishing returns bears are absolutely wrong and off base. And so that's pretty exciting. Thank you, Adam. Bitfinex analysts project a medium-term target of 150 to 180k, hedging their bets, being way too reasonable. Fellas, where are we going now that we're really close? This is about where we were in last week's show, holding steady, consolidating around 104k, 102 around there. We've got strong support down at like 98 or 100k. It looks like we're going to hit all-time highs sometime soon. Do you have any changes to your predictions for peak price in 2025?
I would love to hear something from Vibes Capital Management on this, actually.
I'd be happy to, man. It's been a great week for us. I'm sure you've seen. We've had a lot of key hires, just a ton of great people joining the team. Excited to participate in a new take on asset management. So we had a great podcast the other day. Honestly, the answer is simple. We're going to 500K. Don't complicate it. We estimate about $100 billion in buy volume from corporate treasuries coming online. And we also estimate a reflexive vibes-based flywheel as the U.S. government starts to make Bitcoin buys. The vibes are good. The vibes are high. Don't overcomplicate it. The target's 500,000.
Well, the timeline's coming up, right, for U.S. buys. Wasn't it like a 60-day timeline to come back to the president with recommendations for accumulating Bitcoin through the executive branch using budget-neutral strategies? This is not the Bitcoin bill, which seems to not be doing so well right now, getting out of committee. But yes, we might see some buying from the U.S. government, which would be, even if it's in the low number of billions, is a big buy. It's a sailor-sized buy. But even if that were the case, the signal is what matters here, right, guys?
Correct.
Yeah.
That will send things going. We've got companies in China, companies in India starting to stack Bitcoin. Yep. The company in China said they're going to start with a 5,000 Bitcoin buy, which is a big move. We've got 21 entering the game, promising a 42,000 Bitcoin buy. They've already got some of that on the books, I heard.
Yep.
So
they did $500 million the other day.
Something like that.
Yep. So
you got asset from Strive Management. They're doing a unique strategy. And Nakamoto launched recently soon from BTC Inc.
That's right.
Hey, I got a stat for you guys that I think is at least somewhat interesting. So in 2021, the number of days that Bitcoin closed above 60K. Obviously closed is kind of in quotes here. If you look at the data, usually people pick like, I don't know what they pick, 4 o'clock Eastern or something like that. They call that the closing price of Bitcoin. 40 days in 2021, the Bitcoin price closed above 60K. Mm-hmm. So far in 2024 or 2025, we have 30. If we close today above, I'm counting it at it's either 36 or 37 days closed above 100K.
That's more than I would have guessed.
Yeah. So pretty soon we'll have more days closed above 100K in this time period than we did above 60K in 2021.
Let's take a quick look at this chart relevant to this conversation. John, you posted this in the Slack chat. You want to go through this?
Yeah, it's an interesting one with these types of things. I would always remind people that some of this is not necessarily known. Like some of this is observable, but others, they have to make some assumptions here, like individuals and private companies. It's not like those people are always disclosing, hey, I'm an individual and I'm selling my Bitcoin. They have to make some assumptions about what's going on chain.
On-chain analysis, yeah.
Yeah, it's probabilistic, all that stuff. But I think it is interesting. I mean, it just shows that the public company trend is certainly heating up. To Steven's point, we don't see that stopping anytime soon. There are ETPs. That's the second chart there. Those are the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Those are gobbling up a lot of Bitcoin. And there are sellers out there. I would venture to guess that the individuals and quote unquote private companies, that's maybe a lot of whales that are taking some profits, because if they've been in Bitcoin for a long time, selling above 100K is undoubtedly life-changing for them. So I don't see this as really too alarming. There's also ways you can look at this and say, if the public companies and ETFs started to own like some crazy percentage of all the Bitcoin, then I might be a little bit concerned. But you're still talking about public companies and ETFs owning like 5% or something of each of the Bitcoin supply. So it's still relatively small when you look at it as a percentage of the total.
And you need to understand that like those public companies and ETFs are themselves owned by millions of individual shareholders. Like those are not like, it's not like, Michael Saylor has like unitary executive control in certain ways.
It's not a single member LLC.
No, it's not a single member LLC. You know what I mean? And so it's like, these really are just giant aggregates. It's kind of like saying how many Bitcoin are on Coinbase. Yeah, there are certain risks to concentration, just like there are certain risks to concentration in Coinbase that we saw. But like, it's different than like one entity that is singularly owns this much.
For sure.
The BlackRock's ETF, IBIT, has recorded its 19th straight day of inflows, which is the best run since early this year, pulling in $365 million with over $1 billion since mid-April. Check out BTC Prague. This is the best Bitcoin conference in Europe. It's been around for quite a while now. This is the third year, June 19th through the 21st. Check that out. We are working with the BTC Prague crew to bring you BTC in DC. This is going to be a really unique Bitcoin conference, unlike any other that's come before. Held at the Kennedy Center, the historic Kennedy Center in Washington, DC, right next to the Watergate Hotel. You can go and check out the room where the infamous spying happened that got Nixon in trouble. This is going to be really fun, bringing together policymakers and the Bitcoin industry leaders to discuss Bitcoin innovation and public policy. Also, check out Swan Private. All three of these guys that were on the show today are reps with Swan Private. You get a dedicated representative. We build strong relationships with our clients. You can call us, text us. We'll take care of everything that you need in terms of building your Bitcoin position. We're just a lot of fun. We have a comprehensive Bitcoin wealth platform. We really, really actually enjoy working directly with our clients.